All right, Kip Levin joining us right now, the president of FanDuel. What a crazy couple of days here on the G2E. Welcome.
It is. It's definitely a crazy couple of days. Amazing to see how much has changed in the last 5 years since I started coming here. Yeah.
Right. What are the big changes that you're seeing?
Well, I mean, G2E has been around for a long time, largely as a sort of gaming, around the casino industry convention, and the emphasis has now shifted to sports betting is really pretty remarkable to see.
That's the big talk right now, and we are in the middle of the football season, and we can also all agree that fantasy football is just as real and just as important for many of the fans as football season is. So one of the objectives that you guys have in redefining fantasy sports is this platform that not a lot of the other verticals have, other mediums have.
Yeah.
So what's different about what you guys do than other places?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I think there's a lot of aspects to our business now as it's evolving with sports betting opening up. But I think one of our key hypotheses was that fantasy fans would be very interested in sports betting when sports betting legalized, and as we've launched legal sports betting there, we've definitely seen a lot of crossover and a lot of interest. That being said, I mean, there's still growing interest. The fantasy business, which is now just a component of our overall FanDuel business, is still growing at a great rate. So I think it's a great way for fans to engage with it. They consume more media when they're playing fantasy games, so on. So it continues to be sort of very, very cultural here.
And you guys have launched TV shows too, right? Recently?
Yeah, we have another business in the overall FanDuel group. We have a couple components of it. So there's the sort of the legacy fantasy business. We now have the sports betting business, which is a huge focus of ours. But we also, through the merger that we completed last year, merged that with the TVG business, which is a television network that covers horse racing and an online horse race betting app, and then an online casino business called the Betfair Casino that we also have in New Jersey. So we've leveraged the television network we have for horse racing to start to do new forms of programming around fantasy sports and sports betting.
Yeah, one thing that I just saw too is you guys just have now a partnership with the Colts, right?
Yep. Yes.
So that's something very new. Now, was that a strategic move because of Indiana allowing now online gaming?
Yeah, so we're very close to launch. We've launched actually 2 retail sports books in Indiana.
Wow.
Obviously we have the fantasy business there, which is what that sponsorship is largely around. But I think also, investing in growing our fantasy database is helpful to the sports betting business too. So it was definitely strategic, as we know we're going to be now in multiple lines of business in the state.
What do you foresee in the future now that these states have decided to legalize this online?
Yeah, I mean, it's look, it's going to take a long time for every state to sort of do, and then every state looks a little bit different, which makes it challenging to operate. So while sports betting is now legal in something like 14 or 15 states, we're only offering mobile, or can offer mobile sports betting in 3, soon to be 4 states. So there's still a long way to go for sort of the full blown sort of mobile experience like you see in New Jersey, which is kind of has it all.
Right. So as we start seeing states like New Jersey have it all, and the emergence of more online betting, do you think the casino sports book's going to phase out?
I don't, actually. I mean, we run a massive rretail sportsbook business at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. That's growing year on year.
It's still growing.
Mobile is growing. So as a percentage, I think retail sportsbook, will sort of cap out. But I don't think it's going to go backwards. I think there's still, people love to be with other people. They love to be in a great environment. Obviously watching and betting on a football game is a very social experience. And so I think, people will continue to invest and build in sports books around the country, and those will continue to be growing.
So you think the casino sports books will continue as well as the online?
Right, because I think legalization everywhere else is going to grow interest in what it is, right? And again, people still love to be there in that environment with all the fans screaming together. I mean, it's amazing to be in there on an NFL Sunday and just see the energy, and and that's very different than you'd get if you were just putting a bet and watching a game at home, with a handful of people.
For sure. How did you get involved with this?
Kind of by chance. I mean, I spent 12 years of my career prior to getting into gaming, working at Ticketmaster. So I spent a lot of time in and around technology and sports. And about 5 years ago came to run what was then the Betfair US business, which at the time was really just horse racing and online casino gaming in New Jersey. So it's been a crazy evolution, but I think being around technology, how technology is sort of changing sports and entertainment, has been a driver for me as I've made decisions in my career and landed me here, and I never would have really predicted it. But
yeah, and you guys have really taken off. I mean, from where you started to where you are now. I mean, it's huge.
I think it's bigger than certainly we anticipated, and it's amazing to see the numbers come out every month. The New Jersey numbers just came out yesterday. We're excited to see how well the overall market's doing, not just our own, and so it's really encouraging as you now kind of get ready for the rest of the country to sort of catch up.
I was going to say, because the buzz around the convention here certainly is that, I mean, despite the DOJ's, this contention with the ruling with the Wire Act, the contention around here is that it's game on. It's getting big. It's like, get ready.
Yeah, look, I think at the baseline, one of the driving factors of it was there's a huge illegal market, right? And the New Jersey didn't just pop up right out of nowhere. It was because people have been doing it. They've just been doing it on the black market sites and the illegal sites, and so that's a big and
our dollars are going overseas.
And our dollars are going overseas, and they're not being taxed, and so there's a big opportunity from a state tax perspective. There's a huge opportunity from a consumer protection, right? You hear horror stories of consumers that are using these sites and then not able to get their money out and so on. So there's a lot of reasons, and rational reasons as to why timing's right, to bring this sort of out of the shadows, legalize it, and create a great experience for consumers and create the added tax benefit for the states.
Yeah. So what's next for FanDuel?
I mean, it's really, it's funny that, we've got a lot of people from our European businesses are here. I think the sports calendar is a bit more cyclical. In other parts of the country, I think the biggest shock for them here is there's just no rest in the calendar, right? So you go through NFL, that takes you in through, NBA and NHL, and then
MLB.
bam, you get hit, with the Super Bowl, and then you get hit with March Madness, and you're into baseball. So it's nonstop, which makes it really exciting.
It does. You're a busy man.
Yes,
Great
that is the truth.
Great talking to you, Kip.
Yeah, same. Thanks for having me.
That was great. You did a great job.
Good.
Hey, and hopefully I'll